Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to
Stock in Promotion, Royal Blend Radio.
the station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full Darcy.
Stock in Promotion, Royal Blend Radio.
We not stop till we drop. Zane, bless.
Paulette Williams from Out of Many Smile Jamaica Charity. I endorse 10-Star General and Sharon Mango from SPRB Radio Podcast. Check them out. Check them out. You won't be disappointed. Authentic music and hardcore love. Check them out.
I'm Janiceness, and I always tune in to the SPRB Radio Podcast with General Culture and Sister Sharon Mango. Yo, you don't have to take my word for it. Just tune in and catch the vibration. Yeah, this one is knockings.
This is DJ Maestro out of London, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Yes, this is Jerry Harris. I want to fully endorse the SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Cheryl Mango. You won't be disappointed. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Sister Eugene, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
Hey, this is Tony Anthony out of Canada, and I definitely endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Manga. Yeah, man, I definitely endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with a 10-Star General and Sharon Manga. Check them out, all right? Cool.
Hi, I'm Nana Genesis, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
Greetings, I'm Daniel Joseph, and I always tune into SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Keisha Martin, fully endorsing SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. You already know it's a whole entire vibe. And I mean say, everybody just rock and come in, cause we are jamming at the housing scheme. Bring your queen and leave your machine, cause up here good vibes from the scene. In rock steady, baby, rock steady. Right over to SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Keisha Martin says so. Fully endorsed.
Yes, bless. It is I, Turbulence to the Future from the Tread Almighty Camp. And I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General. I'm talking about Sharon Mango. Check it out. Trust you won't be disappointed. I could have been one of the most notorious ladies. I'm still loving you, even though you're gone. Interesting.
Yeah, it's your girl, Kerry Lopez. I'm so right about now. I'm representing for SPRB Radio Podcast. Not normal about that. So I'm a 10-Star General. Big up yourself. And the beautiful host herself, Sharon Mango, Kerry Lopez in Jamaica, are representing for the podcast show there. I'm going to tell the people, check it out. Not normal about the settings for me. I send you there, you know what time it is. They come see me. Yeah, I tell you, say whenever I mean, I makes business with pleasure. Yeah, man. I wait there. Check out the podcast now, man. 10-Star, tell them the man.
Yo, greetings people. My name Captain Blaze out of Nigeria, Lagos. We fully endorsing the SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Boom! Don't touch the dial. Stay tuned.
If you don't see the greatness in me now, you are gonna see it later. Cause Jah don't tell me my later will be greater. Yo, this is Real VI, and I'm saying blessings to each and every one love right across the world. Raising the awareness, you know what I mean, with Sharon Mango and the 10-Star General. Raising the awareness show, you know what I mean. You don't know, Real VI will be there. Love, love, love.
This is Embry Somani out the UK, and I'm fully endorsing SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Keep it locked. One love.
Hey, what's up? My name is Rayvon, and I fully support SPRB Radio Podcast. Check in.
Hi, my name is Sharon Benter-Pike from Vibes Peace Freedom Music Promotions, and I'm here to endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10 Star General and Sharon Mango. Stay tuned.
4. This is Yami Bolo from out of Jamaica, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10 Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. Bless and love. Yami Bolo said that.
Hi, this is your girl Winnie.
And this is your girl Freddie.
From out of London.
And we fully endorse
SPRB Radio Podcast with 10 Star General
and Sharon Mango. Check them out.
Greetings. My name is Diana Wright, singer, songwriter, and poetess. I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10 Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. Trust you won't be disappointed. Yes.
Greetings, everyone. This is Glenn Washington from out of Florida, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with the 10 Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out, scene. Irie Rastafari.
Better sound. You make me feel so strong. Dub is a battlefield. Yes, this is Jennifer Barrett out of Jamaica. You know, don't know, endorsing SPRB Radio Broadcast. You know, don't know. Yes, I am with 10 Star General and Sharon Mango. Oh, you miss it? Check them out, man.
This is Jojo Mack, and I always tune into the SPRB Radio Podcast with 10 Star General and Sharon Mango. If you love a good conversation, you should too. Check it out.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to
Stocking Promotion Riot Blend Radio.
The station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full Darcy.
Stocking Promotion Riot Blend Radio.
We not stop till we drop. Zane, bless.
This is Kenya Eugene, straight out of the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10 Star General and Sharon Mango. Big up on yourself.
This is The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JojoMacMusic.com.
Hello everyone, I am Pistol and this is The Buzz. Reggae star Lila Ike has joined international dancehall sensation Popcorn as the Jamaicans booked to perform at the Burna Boy concert on December 18th. The concert is part of the Grammy Award-winning Nigerian artist Love Damini Tour, which will run in 3 Caribbean countries over 3 nights. December 16th in Trinidad and Tobago, December 17th in Antigua and Barbuda, and December 18th in Jamaica. Love Damini is the name of Burna Boy's 6th studio album. It has been nominated for Best Global Music Album at the Grammy Awards. The project features Tony and Singh, a collaboration with Popcorn. The song is an ode to former Miss World Tony and Singh. The Burna Boy live concert tour kicked off in May this year and is expected to conclude at the Roskilde Festival in Denmark in June 2023. On Thursday, December 8th, at his Judgment Yard base in Augustown, St. Andrews, Sizzler literally burned the fire. The reggae and dancehall superstar set Instagram ablaze as he recorded himself deliberately pulling apart and hurling into a fiery furnace 2 billboard plaques which he received from DJ Khaled. The plaques, which are estimated to cost US $1,500, approximately 228,000 Jamaican dollars each, were issued to commemorate the platinum certification of DJ Khaled's Great Hateful 2017 and Father of Assad 2019 albums on which Sizzla appears. Throughout the Inferno, Sizzla's commentary revolved around an apparent lack of respect shown to him because his name was in fine print. However, music marketer Sean Contractor Edwards told reporters that he believes a bonfire erupted because of money. He said that he spoke to Sizzla before the uproar. He said, quote, "I can go on record and say it's money. Sizzla does not feel that he has been properly compensated for the work that he has done on Khalid's album. It's about 3 or 4 albums now he gave him songs on. He says no money is coming in. He's not seeing any money off the songs. So that's why he blazed a fire on Khalid. Also, he doesn't feel like Khalid is giving him the level of respect that he deserves." Liba Hibbert, daughter of the late 2-time Grammy Award winner, Toots Hibbert is a new lead singer of the Toots and the Maytals band. The announcement was made by DNF Production Company, an entity which was linked to the late musician. On December 8th, which would have been Toots' 80th birthday, the legendary Jamaican singer, musician, songwriter, and frontman of the internationally renowned ska and reggae band Toots and the Maytals died in 2020. Liba said in a media release, "My father is loved and respected all over the world as one of reggae's greatest icons. Through hard work and dedication to his craft, he created one of the greatest legacies in reggae music, and we are totally dedicated to keeping this legacy alive." End quote. The new look Toots and the Maytals band is set to hit the road next year for a tour of the U.S., which will begin in February and end in April. After the U.S. tour, the band will embark on a month-long tour of the U.K. In the meantime, Liba has revealed that there's a Toots and the Maytals tribute album in the works. Star Dawkins, also known as Star Gal, has denied having an intimate relationship with recording artist Jashi, but says that the chemistry between them is undeniable. The owner of the popular sweet cookie wash brand turned recording artist, who collaborated with Jashi recently, told reporters that chemistry makes a song come together and a video better, and described their single For Life as a hardcore dancehall love song. People will recognize the authentic dancehall energy and be inspired to sing along and continue streaming. Speaking about critics who label her songs as too raunchy, Stargal added, "I feel like it was so much chop and gun songs circulating. People will find the love music and vibe refreshing." Bass guitarist Donald Dennis, better known as Danny Basie, says a platinum certification of Drake's song, Controller, is a huge accomplishment for him. Controller, 2016 song that samples Beenie Man's Tear Off My Garment, was recently certified for 5 million units equivalent in streaming and sales. Danny Basie played on Tear Off My Garment and is credited on the Drake hit. Producer Patrick Roberts, the late engineer Gary Jackson, and Andrew Thomas are also credited on the track as co-writers. Controller was co-produced by Jamaicans Matthew Boy Ida Samuels, Stephen the Genius McGregor, and Dwayne Super Dupes Chinky. I am Pistol, and that, my friends, was The Buzz.
That was The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JojoMacMusic.com.
Now here's the song from our sponsor, Jojo Mac.
Ooh, try again another life. Could cry me a river, but you can't be my friend. I know you have an agenda, cause I see how you pretend. You act like you are amazing. Everything I do, you're praising. Always, you're my first responder. But now I know you're undercover. I see you. You are a pretender. A pretender. You are a pretender. You come around, make sure you get close. Being agreeable, the one who laughed the most. And all the time you know you were the thorn on the rose. You are a pretender. A pretender. You are a pretender. sugar. Try again in another life. But I bet you can't fool me twice. Your game is that must be rough. I was warned but didn't listen. What I did instead, I gave you the benefit of the doubt, but you tried to use your head. You thought that you were smarter.
Big tune coming from what I should say, Jojo Mag, Pistol Buzz.
You are a pretender. Yeah. You are a pretender. Yeah. You are an undercover offender. Yeah.
Greetings, my peeps. This is the original Brown Sugar, aka Shezzy. Tune in to the live conversation show with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to Stock in Promotion, Riot Blend Radio. The station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full Darcy. Stock in Promotion, Riot Blend Radio. We now stop till we drop. Zane, bless.
What a show we have for you today. Now, today we have the wonderful, the beautiful Kenya Eugene, all the way from St. Croix, now residing in Atlanta. Not true?
Yes.
How was my accent? 1 to 10.
Well, you sung Jamaican, so.
Oh, I sound Jamaican.
Yes, you sound Jamaican.
Not St. Croix at all. I tried.
Not like a Crucian. No.
I tried.
You sound more Jamaican, but it's okay. I'll take that.
It's okay. All right. Sharon, introduce yourself, and then we'll play 2 songs by the beautiful Ken Eugene, and then we'll get into our conversation.
Yes. Greetings, one and all. Greetings, Queen Kenya. What a pleasure. Look at that beauty. What a queen. So excited. I'm Sharon Mango, representing SBRB Radio and Royal Blend Productions. It's an honor, my queen, to have you here with us. Representing the Crucians. I was telling my friend where I live, I'm in New Jersey. And where I live, I said the Crucian communities is huge. It's big in it's big.
Wow.
I think when I started out in music, I started with them. I was with a band called Ross Roots, and all Crucians. Yes, child.
Really?
Yes, big for what? Past 20 something years. Almost still like literally where I live. It's amazing.
I would have never known.
Yeah, girl. There's a huge Crucian community down the road from where I live. Big for many years.
Wow. Well, I have an uncle and some cousins that live there.
Oh yeah? You never know.
No way, Miss Mango, she most probably knows that.
Knowing me, knowing me, I probably do. Yes.
Okay, let's play 2 songs by Kenya. And I have to say, over the last week, I've been paying more attention to your music. And all I can say, damn, what a voice you got.
Give thanks.
I don't say that loosely. Now, initially, anyway, I'm going to save it for the conversation. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play 2 songs far apart from each other, but watch. Pay attention to the vocals.
I'm a big girl. I know what I want. You can take it there. 'Cause you turn me on. I see your face in the morning light. Wanna sleep at night. And my daydreams, you can put it all on me. Oh, my life made me feel special. Whisper in my ears, sweet nothing on my head. Say that you want me, touch my lips. I can never get enough of your kiss. I'm filled with fear, but I don't care. I really wanna get to know you. I see what I want, and I want what I see in you. And you, it's true, it's you. My heart is playing true all day with you. Feelings are so intense, I aim for you. But here I go again, gotta keep my cool, but I don't care. Need you to please make me feel special. Whisper in my ears, sweet nothing on my head. Say that you want me, touch my lips. I can never get enough of your kiss.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Jesus. That is number one, right? Okay, we're going to play number two now. All right, take a listen. Brand new thing called Higher.
When I tell you that I love you, know I mean it. Jah puts a blessing and reunion and him seal it. You know you want my heart and I can feel it. My king, only you can give me the proper healing.
Wheel and come again. Jerome, what you say so? You don't see how she bad in the throat. If your body is not rocking, something wrong with you.
When I tell you that I love you, know I mean it. Jah puts a blessing and reunion and him seal it. You know you want my heart and I can feel it. My king, only you can give me the proper healing. This loving that we have, it got me feeling like I'm in heaven, Lord, I think I might be dreaming. So please don't wake me up from what I'm feeling. Got me floating and there ain't no ceiling. Higher, 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 higher than the mountain plain.
Wheel and come again. Jerome, what you say so? Sorry. As a matter of fact, no apology. Good music I play.
When I tell you that I love you, know I mean it. Jah puts a blessing and reunion and him seal it. You know you have my heart and I can feel it. My king, only you can give me the proper healing. This loving that we have, it got me feeling like I'm in heaven, Lord, I think I might be dreaming. So please don't wake me up from what I'm feeling. Got me floating and there ain't no ceiling. Higher, 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 higher than the mountain plain. Mountain plain. Burning like fire, 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 like a never burning flame. Yeah, bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. Lion, I will ride for you. The two are we together, tried and true. The sun in your sky, let me shine for you. Bring life to you, life through you. You, I can.
Yo, I'm listening to the lyrical content, the way she ride the rhythm. I mean, I look on the same person on my screen. I mean, I say, are the same one that?
Yes, sister. Yes.
Sorry. Miss Mango. Listen this one.
Like fire.
I'm playing this one to the end. Pay attention to every decibel coming out of this Empress mouth. Yeah? That's all I wanted to do at this point in time. Just pay close attention to the way she is delivering this song. This is Kenya Eugene.
Wishing on a star for you at midnight. Looking for that light across the sky. I'm holding on to what we have forevermore. Hoping you'd come home to me tonight. 'Cause I want you to hold me like it's December. To feel the warmth of your body tonight. And when we kiss, I hope you remember. I want you to love me for who I am. Looking back and still I can't remember how it seemed to let love walk away. Never take the time to say I'm sorry. What are we fighting for? 'Cause I want you to hold me like it's December. To feel the warmth of your body tonight. And when we kiss, I hope you remember. I want you to love me for who I am. For who I Love me Love me back to where we used to be. Yeah. Want you to love me, love me, love me back, love me back to where we used to be.
Listen, listen, listen. Jesus. Jesus. Whew. I need a blood pressure machine, Sharon.
I think you need a fan to look of water will help you. Fan him off. Make me help you. Make me help you. Make me help you.
I tell you what, I have to first and foremost thank Michelle Arthurton
Yes.
for introducing you to us. Now, here's the freaky thing about that, right? Is that months before Michelle told me about Kenya Eugene, right? I had bought a tune from Kenya. It was the first time I've ever heard the name before, and it was a tune called Bonnet or something like that. Bonnet or something. And I bought that song and I started sharing it all over the place, and people were just loving that particular tune. Lo and behold, months later, Michelle Arthurton called me and said, 10 Star, you ever hear about this girl, Kenya Eugene? I goes, yes, I do. What you saying? He goes, you want to interview her? I said, is that a question? That's how we made it happen, you know? I've always loved, that particular song, Bonnet. And I nearly put you in, certain artists, you can pigeonhole them, right? Now, you're a person I nearly pigeonholed as a rootsical artist up until I started to do my research. And I said, let me just go out there and just see what else is out there. And I saw the album, loved the album. The album wasn't what I expected. So I left it there. I said, I'm not going to touch it until a couple more weeks or so, because this wasn't what I expected. Then lo and behold, weeks later, I said, let me just go back into the catalog. And I was pleasantly surprised. Your voice is tremendous. I'm not just saying that because you are here. I thank Michelle for introducing you to us, and so forth. And, you have a very special voice. You have a very special message. I love everything about you. Yeah, everything. Right down to the DNA. I feel no way. That's how we feel.
I am honored. Give thanks.
You see, when we meet real artists, especially when they're not the so-called names that you're familiar with, you may never have heard of Kenya Eugene, but today we're going to get to know her. Sharon Mango, I could talk for the world, but are you a time?
Oh, yeah, this is true. However, I have to piggyback off of 10 Star because she is one of them artists. You see, Miss Eugene, them asleep on her. They're sleeping. This is talent beyond words, sister. Talent beyond words. They're sleeping, but that's okay. Make them sleep because you are now here to wake them up. Wake their artists up. You're wicked. Your vocal ability, just the arrangement of your vocals, how you can cut in and out and then,
When last have you heard me? When last have you seen me fan myself? Come on.
Listen, me have to fan myself too because I am so excited for her. I'm so excited to hear your journey, and I'm so excited for what's coming for you because I promise you, Queen, I promise you, you are one for the history books. You are so refreshing. I'm like, see, that's what we call talent, and that you call music. This sister right here, there's no words. And you know what it is? I think too with her, it's the way her vocals rides the rhythm. She's chosen carefully the music that she puts her vocals to that just enhances everything. Not everybody does that. And I'm sure you've heard. Not everybody does that. Any rhythm come out to this jump, but you were saving the best. Saving the best.
You know, they have a great thing because I was speaking to your manager, who is also your husband, Sam, and me and him were having a conversation. And I said, isn't it amazing that some of the greatest, whether it's roots and culture artists or whoever, right, they come out of that island called St. Croix.
Yes.
Yeah, Pressure Bob's Pipe, when he came out into the industry, I was blown away by that guy. There's nothing he did. When I saw his name with a new release, I had to go and buy it. That's how bad it was. Talk less of Benjamin. Was it Benjamin Vaughan?
Von Benjamin.
Von Benjamin. Midnight?
Who sadly passed away.
I know, my husband's favorite artist. Yes.
Everything he's ever done, I have it in my catalog.
Yeah, we have
That's
it too.
how far advanced he is. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing about Kenya Eugene. I'm thinking, how much more can this brain take? Sorry. Let's get into it.
True.
You want to go Sarah Mango?
Yes, I am. So Miss Eugene, again, thank you for gracing our stage with your presence. You are truly, it's an honor for us. It really, really is. And today we are here to honor you. Because if nobody did tell you who you are, we're going to tell you who you are today, sister. Let me tell you about it. And so we want to get into your history. We know you're young, still young, you're up and coming, but you definitely have put your foot in. Your foot is, the stamp is in, like you are here to stay. So we want to go back, a little further back, and we want to know about your mom, your dad, you know, how you grew up, where you grew up, how you got into the music. Well, that's going to be a little bit further in, but who is Kenya Eugene from birth to now. So tell us where you're from. If people don't know where you're from, tell us.
Well, my name is Kenya Eugene, again. Born and raised on St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. My parents are from St. Lucia.
Oh, wow, really?
Yes. So I wasn't raised like your typical Virgin Island. I was raised with a lot of St. Lucian influences.
Okay.
So slightly different. But, you know, St. Croix is a melting pot for a bunch of different cultures. So there were a lot of different influences around me. So, but because my parents are from St. Lucia, I grew up being able to speak Patois and I also know a little bit of Creole. And, you know, being raised on St. Croix, you have to know some kind of basic Spanish because we have a lot of Puerto Ricans there. And it's one of the requirements growing up in school.
Okay.
I love music. That has always been my place to escape from everything going on around me. I started singing when I was in like Head Start, really young. I always knew.
Oh, you was in Head Start?
Yes.
Oh, wow. We used to run Head Start. Sorry, go ahead. Wow. Not a lot of people know about that. I know all about it. Yes. Yes.
So I was in a Head Start when I was a little child. And that was one of my starts. I started singing there. I always loved singing. I mean, of course, I sang at home, but my very first performance was in Head Start. I performed for my
Oh,
class,
wow.
and my teacher at the time thought it was so good that wanted me to perform for the entire Head Start. So I did that. So that was pretty awesome. It was always fun for me. It was my place to escape from everything going on around me. Um, I continued to sing in elementary. I used to follow my older sisters to choir practice when I was in kindergarten, straight up.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Before we go any further now, you said your older sister.
Yes.
Tell us who your oldest. You only have one sister, or you have brothers and
Oh,
sisters?
I have plenty sisters.
Okay. But the one
But
sister,
the
to
one
talk
that
about
was closer
history.
in age at the time, that was actually going to the same school as
Mhm.
me, Desiree. So
Yeah.
you guys know her as Empress
Yes, we
Desiree.
know Desiree. Yes, yes.
So Desiree was in choir. So I was supposed
Mhm.
to follow my big sister around all the time. So I went to choir practice with her in the mornings. And we did that up until she left from elementary and went to, I guess, junior high or whatnot. It was kind of different back then in terms of the level that elementary went up to and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
she left, and I was in school still. And you're not allowed to join the choir until you were like fifth grade. But
Okay.
since I had been going since I was in kindergarten, they just allowed me to join a year early. So I joined in fourth grade. And that's where I learned a lot about breathing control, how to breathe properly through your abdomen, taking care of your vocals, eating properly before a performance. I learned those basic skills there.
Wow.
And I've kept them with me ever since. After that, I started performing in elementary. I did a lot of solos with the choir,
Mhm.
but I actually did my very first performance on my own at a talent show in
Mhm.
elementary, which is where um, Tony Richards discovered me. He actually came, he's a musician slash pianist. He came out and heard me perform at the school and was blown away. I think I sang The Greatest Love of All. And he decided to take me to different gigs. And I was in elementary.
Wow.
So he had to come and meet my mom and my dad and get permission. And from there, that was it. I sang at hotels. I sang for about three different governors in the Virgin Islands. Um, I sang in a bunch of different banquets. And there were a couple people throughout my life. I was fortunate enough to have some great mentors who guided me along the way in different periods of my life who were very helpful on my musical journey. So I've always been really grateful to them for that. I know that I didn't do any of this alone. So I'm really humbled by the love and the support that I have constantly received from beginning to now. Everybody that contributed have helped with my growth thus far. And so, I mean, that's where we are. I love singing. It's always been um, something I love to do, period. Growing up in my household, there was a lot of different music playing, different genres. My dad always played, he would play reggae, R&B. It don't matter. He used to play it, but the music that was a staple in our house was actually country and western.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason, St. Lucians and Dominicans love country and western.
And Jamaicans.
Oh, really?
Yep.
See, I didn't
And
know.
Africans and Jamaicans. Jim
Wow.
Reeves. Jim
Yeah,
Reeves.
they
Yep.
love it. We
Yep.
grew up with that.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in?
And they played so many country and western songs to the point where I knew some of them and I just didn't know the name of the artist. But it
Gita Davis.
oh my
Sorry.
God. I definitely know Jim Reeves.
Yes.
That was a favorite.
She said she know Jim Reeves. Yes.
Yeah.
But we just had a lot of different variety of music played in our household. And so I got full exposure to music, period, when I was young. In the family between my mom and my dad was the artist. My dad was the one who we got our talent from, the singing. My mom was not much of a singer, but her siblings, a lot of her siblings play instruments. So they're a very musical family. And on my dad's side, it's instruments and vocals. So it was undeniable. Somebody had to catch the musical skills or the vocal.
Somebody had to do it.
Somebody had to, right?
Somebody had to do it.
Yeah.
So back then, okay, we're gonna take you back to.
I mean, is that good enough? I'm not sure what else you guys want to know.
Well, I mean, we haven't finished digging, so we're gonna go back to. What did you say? Was it fifth grade when you started? What age is that?
Oh, so when I started singing in elementary, that was like fourth grade.
And fourth grade is how
What years old?
I was about, let me see, sixth grade. You have to be about
5, 6, 4.
No, sixth grade is 10. So I was about 9.
Okay. Yeah, that always confuses me, the grades. It's always so during that time now, you're getting the musical bug. But in school, was there anything else that you aspired to be?
No, music that was it.
That was it.
That's what I wanted to do. Like it was just music. That's what I wanted to do. I mean, later on in life, I went to college to teach, and I did teach, but that's not really where my passion was. Like it's music, you know. And so, but I knew from a very young age that that's what I always wanted to do, period. And then growing up in a household where I was able to see my sister make it,
Yes.
inspiration. I'm like, yeah, but she could do it. I could do it for sure. She definitely paved the way for a lot of artists in the Virgin Islands.
She did. She did.
Worldwide, you know. And so that's what I've always wanted to do. Let's see, my secret skills would be like braiding. I like to braid hair.
Okay.
So that, and I love home decor and stuff like that. So if you want to know about my little things that I like to do on the side, aside from singing, like my little hobbies, that would be like, home decor, anything artistic. I love it. I love it. I dabbled a little bit in painting. So it's, I just love anything artistic that I could try and get into. I'll give things a try. But music, that's it for me. That's what I love. That's my heart. And that's what I want to do, period.
So let me ask you about writing. When did you first start writing your own music? Because I know you do. When were you, or how old were you when you started to write music? Was it poems first, or you know what I mean? Like how some people start, they just write poems and then realize, oh, this is a song. Oh.
For me, I mean, my first song that I wrote, I was in I think it was sixth grade. And it was actually an assignment, a group assignment.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Where a couple of friends of mine, we wrote a song called Friendship.
Friendship?
It's so whack. We wrote that song. That was like the first, official song I wrote, if you want to be like real technical. But from there, if we're talking about my musical career, I wrote all my songs. So when I came out with my first song entitled, I think it was My Joy, that came out in like 2008, I had written that. Prior to that, I dabbled in trying to write, and I wasn't satisfied because I was at a point in my life where I was kind of trying to figure out what direction I wanted to go in spiritually, and that also has an influence on my music. And so I remember having a conversation with Des, And I said to her, like, I want to write. I want to write my music, but I want to write gospel music. And the only thing that kept coming out of me was like love songs, heartbreak, and I was like, she was like, well, why are you trying to force something that's not there now? Like, she's like, write what's coming out of you. Write what's coming out of you and keep writing. It doesn't matter if you think it's corny, just keep writing because it's good practice. But write what's coming out of you. And eventually, when the time is right, the gospel or whatever else inspirational music, it'll come out of you when it's time. But you can't force something that's not ready. You know what I'm saying? So that was a lesson I had to learn in terms of writing. So I don't force anything anymore. I write what's coming out of me. So the first song that I officially wrote and published was My Joy, and that was in 2008. And I've been writing ever since.
Can you sing a little bit of it?
Oh, that's so good. From the first time I laid eyes on you, I knew you were the one, the way it felt so true. My heart in my hand, don't know what to do. I tell you that I love you, but it's way too soon. Don't wanna move too fast, can't afford to go slow. Don't wanna hold back, wanna feel love. But if I tell you how I feel, would you walk away? Would you hear what I gotta say? 'Cause you are my world. Wanna take the time to let you know, or your love I turn against the world. You are my world. I can't control the way I feel. Gotta let you know this love is real.
Oh my gosh, 10 stars.
Oh, sorry. The 10 notes are low.
But hear what though? I end up singing You Are My World instead of My Joy.
Ah.
My bad.
That's okay. It still worked. 10 star. Where's the applause? I'm gonna let you take now.
Yes. Why that voice there? Why, Matilda? Yeah, that definitely.
I did not follow instructions, but I executed.
Ah. There it is. 10 star.
Well, I tell you what. As far as this conversation has been going, when people run a bit too fast for me, as an old man, I say, let me just drag you back. So I have to bring you back. Anyway, I have to drag you back. Now, first and foremost, you said your father was singing, right? Now, was your father in a band? Was he in some sort of musical, whatever? Tell me about your father a bit more.
Honestly, I don't know much about his musical career because that happened like way before my time. But my uncle did tell me that they did have a band at some point in time. And my mom told me, that sometimes he would go down to the bars on the waterfront and sing for the tourists.
So did he die before you got to know him?
No. He passed in like 2000.
When did he pass?
In 2000.
2000, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was so ill. We talked about a lot of things, but for some reason we didn't talk about his musical career or, what he did. He just always encouraged me to keep singing. And he made a lot of jokes.
What did you hear about him musically?
Well, he used to sing still. Like we would sing a lot in the house. Since I am the last of all the kids, all the children, I got to spend a lot of time with him. And he used to sing a lot of hymns and stuff around the house. So we sang together a lot. Actually, he was the first to introduce me to Unchained Melodies.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So there was
Yes.
a talent show that I wanted to perform for in high school, and he told me to sing that song. And I was like, okay. And he found it, and he got the instrumental and everything for me, and I sang it. Now, this is a man that was paralyzed from the waist down at the time, but he made sure that he was there supportive, like he was supportive and helped me in that journey. He would always push me when it came to my music to do better.
Do you remember Unchained Melodies?
A little bit.
Oh, that's an unforgettable classic.
I want to take you back to when you actually vocalized that particular track.
Yes, I think I remember it for the most
Go
part.
for it. Go for it.
Oh, my love, my darling, I hunger for your touch. A long, lonely time. As time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. Oh, I need your love. Godspeed your love to me.
Ay, Jesus. Holland.
That's one of my
Holland.
favorite. Oh my God.
Ooh, Jesus. So you sang that particular song. Tell me, is Dad still around?
What? If my dad is
Yeah.
No, 2000.
I sang it, and I won. He was very proud. My dad
Is your father still around?
no, he passed
No,
away.
2000, right? Yeah.
Oh, he passed in 2000. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Okay. So 2000 you sang that for him. Boy, your voice is extremely powerful. What did he tell you about your voice?
Well, my dad used to he was a big jokester. So I remember he loved it when I sang the song. He was like, "You did a great job." But I know prior to that, to hype me up, he was like, you listen. I remember there was this other girl that was singing a lot in high school too, but she was in a different school than I was. And my dad, they used to air a lot of the talent shows on TV. And my dad saw her sing, and he was like, "You can't sing better than her, Kay. You can't sing better than her, Kay. You cannot sing better than her." And after that, he was a real instigator. So it was funny. But when I sang the song, he wasn't able to come, but he saw the talent show online, and he was very proud. And, that was it for me, like, to have his approval.
God bless your father.
But he was excited.
I have to come back to also where you said that there was something that you mentioned that I wanted to highlight, which was the fact that um, you your parents came from Dominica,
Then
No,
Lucia.
St. Lucia.
St. Lucia.
Yeah.
St. Lucia. Now, St. Lucia, was that the place where Nasio Fontaine came from, or was that Dominica?
Nació from Dominica.
That was Dominica. Okay, okay. Now I knew he was in that region. I knew he was huge, Nasio Fontaine. You
Yeah.
know, especially in Dominica. But I also know he was making a big name for himself in Saint Lucia as well, and so forth. So I do know some great singers came out of that place. Did you know from a very early age that music was something that you wanted to do?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I was saying, from since I was in Head Start. And I tell this story a lot, but that is because it has so much meaning to me. Um, when I was in high school, I did a lot of charity work. I sang at a lot of charity events. And this one I sang at was for to give some scholarships to some children. And
Okay.
so when I was singing, there was this lady, this older lady in the audience, and she was just so happy and she just kept staring at me and I was like, okay. When I was finished, she came straight at me and gave me the biggest hug in the world. And she was like, oh my gosh, you did it. You did it. And I'm looking at her like, yes. And she was like, Pena, this is Miss Weeks. And I freaked out because Miss Weeks was my Head Start teacher.
Oh.
And she said to me, you remember? You probably don't remember, but you told me when you grow up, you want to be a singer. And that's all you wanted to do. You wanted to be a superstar singer. I was like, what? So it was so amazing to know that when I was maybe 3 or 4, I said that I wanted to be a singer. And I knew from then that that's what I wanted to do, and I guess the universe heard it,
Yes, yes.
and it just I continued down that path. It's not as if it was, specifically intent about it. Like when I was it wasn't my intent in elementary. Like by the time I didn't even remember I said that in preschool. I didn't remember. I just kind of went down that road. It was inevitable. I had to sing.
So in order to materialize that dream that you knew you had, you wanted to sing all your life. You knew that was something you wanted to do. What was going on in your mind from such an early age in order to make it musically? What was going on in your mind?
I have no idea. I just know I love to sing. That was like my place of peace. No matter what was going on.
When you say your place, because it's more like I'm unpacking from everything you say.
So
Yeah,
when I was
for
in
sake of a conversation, and you don't have to answer if you do not want to,
Oh, that's fine.
But when you say from your place of peace, I'm asking myself, what does that mean?
So when I was in elementary, look at me, I'm very thin, right? I was teased a lot for
It
being
was what?
teased a lot.
Sorry?
She was teased a lot. Bullied.
Teased. Oh, okay.
Teased a lot for being really slender, really skinny.
Okay.
And that could be really hurtful. And I don't know about any place else, but I think VI bullies is the worst.
Yeah.
And I had to build up a defense mechanism. So
With
I would curse people back. I would cuss you back. You wouldn't know that you hurt me that much, but it was very hurtful growing up as a child. Although, the bullies wouldn't know because I'd cuss them back. I'd diss you back harder. I would get into some fights here and there, tussles. I mean, but you wouldn't know that you affected me. I didn't let anybody know that. But when I got home, being in a household where my parents were really stern and they weren't I didn't have an emotional family. So it wasn't like I would go home and be like, Mommy, they teased me at school. No, that didn't happen. You know, they were always working, they were busy, and nobody have time for that. And that's how it was, period. So I always felt like I didn't have anybody to talk to. You know, I didn't have a parent to go and say, this is what I'm experiencing. So I didn't have a way out. I didn't talk to my siblings about that because you saw. You know,
Right.
you stop. That's just how we grew up. We grew up really hardcore, period. And you had to be tough to survive. So that's just how that was. But when I sang, I forgot everything. That was my happy place. That was my place to be myself. You know,
What kind of songs would you sing in order for you to be in that happy place?
so I sang a lot of Whitney Houston, Brian McKnight. You know, those were my favorite. Mariah Carey, the real singers. You know what I
Now
mean?
we're gonna come first and foremost to Whitney Houston. What kind of tune you would I sing?
I will always love you, but I can't.
I will always love you. Don't
Oh
let me
my
mash up the tune, but
Don't do it.
you do
The
it some
greatest love
justice.
of all.
The greatest love of all.
You know, that was my favorite, the greatest love of all. And I
Did
remember
you sing that?
I did that for a talent show.
Okay.
I love the Luther Vandross. I don't know. I've just always been a real lovey-dovey person since I was a youth, you know. And
Right,
so go
right.
figure, a lot of that comes out in my music present day, you know.
Right. Okay, so in order to move forward professionally, because this is something that you do want to do professionally, I'm envisioning in my mind and trying to take myself back to where you would have been, you know. So in order to do this professionally, what goes through your mind in order to make that a reality?
So, like I said, I started out gigging, and
Gigging, okay.
gigging in elementary, around fifth, sixth grade. I used to go with this
Sorry,
whole
when you say sixth grade, what does that mean? Sorry, remind me. Let's go back.
elementary. So I was about
Elementary.
I was about 10
10.
when I started singing out. I did a talent show in elementary. The principal's brother-in-law, something like that, came to help, and he played the piano for a lot of the people that took part in the talent show. When he heard me perform, he was blown away, and then he came to meet my parents and asked if he could take me out to sing because he was just so impressed. And so he was my instrumentalist and I was the artist, but he also sang himself. So sometimes we would sing songs together, but he would take me to, I know he used to gig a lot at this restaurant called Gertrude's. So I sang there a lot. I got to sing at the Buccaneer Hotel, which is a really big hotel in St. Croix. And well, I sang at just a bunch of different events. Wherever he sang, I sang. And it probably wasn't even supposed to be. I wasn't old enough to be in those places, but they they were like, okay, you know. But I felt safe with him. And he always played the piano for me, and I sang, and he'd break me off a little something every time, you know. I won't make it any real money because I was in elementary. And then straight into junior high, I continued to do that. And then from there, I think in like high school, I met Roy VLA, which was actually an old friend of one of my oldest sisters. They both were in the National Guard together. So him and some other ladies that were in the National Guard, they heard me sing, I believe it was at a talent show or something, and they took me under their wing and started bringing me to sing at different events too. So by then I started doing a lot of weddings. They were the first to take me off the island. I went to Florida, a bunch of different places in the States to sing at weddings. And that's where I started making more money. But it still was like a hobby for me because I started feeling like people don't respect the fact that I have to have my instrumentals made. I have to get my clothes, you know, get my wardrobe. and I still have to make sure that I'm prepared vocally to perform. And if I have to travel, that's something else too. And then people just didn't want to pay the type of money that they were supposed to pay
Right.
to accommodate me for my work. And so, I mean, I continued to sing. After a while, life happened. I put the singing on pause for a little bit. I ended up modeling in New York. And then when I came back from New York, I came back home, but I went to St. Thomas to live. And that's where Sam and I reconnected, because we had connected before. And that's where we reconnected. We started dating again. And he was like, well, just let me manage you if you feel like the music ain't going nowhere, you know, and let's work on it. And it took me a while for me to like be like, okay, you know, but eventually I was like, okay, let's do it, you know. And then
What year was this?
it was around 2008, and it was like, okay, we're gonna go all in. And that's when I released my first single. He got me a track from Dean Pond, one of the biggest producers out of the Virgin Islands. And that was it. From there, we did My Joy, and that was it. I got tired of not being accommodated or compensated for my worth and my work. And so I was like, okay, I have to take it seriously. And if I'm going to take it seriously, I'm not singing at any more weddings right now. So we stopped singing at weddings. I stopped doing funerals. I stopped doing little, you know, birthday parties and stuff like that. I stopped doing all those things. And I had to have Sam be my manager, because he had to be the in-between guy, because people had too much access to me. You know, friends will always come, can you sing at my sister's wedding? Can you this? Can you that? And then they want you to give them a break on the price because you know each other, you know? And it was always hard to say no. But at the same time, you know, I knew that I deserved better and I deserved more. And so I had Sam became my in-between guy, and I just removed myself from that equation, and I have him handle everything. So now he could tell you no. You know, and I don't have to feel bad about it. And I'm gonna get paid my word. So that's what that's been. But I had to start to say, you know what, enough is enough. You know. I've been doing it for a really long time, and I had to get to the point where it's like, okay, it's time to take it seriously, like take it to a different level. If I'm going to really do what I say I want to do, this is the step that has to be taken, you know.
I really applaud you for, you know, the steps that you've taken to get you to where you are today, you know, because if I didn't have you on the show today, I would have no knowledge that you went through all that. You know what I mean? I would go thinking that you're just somebody who just popped up the other day and is trying to make a name for herself. You know what I mean? Which is why I love these conversations, because the more you pry and the more you try to get to understand an artist and their journey, you get to understand more and more what they've had to undergo to get to where they are today. So you ain't no just come around just the other day that just poked a head into the industry and said, oh, I think I know how to sing. Let me just get into this. No, you've been doing this for a long time, right? And even more so, you know, because I had this conversation with Sam himself, your husband, who is your manager, you know, and he told me that Desiree was your sister. I said, get out of here. I said, I lie you, I tell. He says, no, Sam, sorry, Desiree is your sister. I had no idea.
Yeah. No, a lot of people don't know. It's not
Because
something
I have been a big fan of Desiree for the longest time. No word of a lie. You're from Reggae royalty.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, anyway. That's what I call it, you know, because St. Croix, and me and Sam spoke about this very same thing, that St. Croix has played a huge part, especially when it comes to roots rocks reggae.
Oh yeah.
As a matter of fact, the mere fact that Vaughan Benjamin, before his time, anyway, he created such an impact on the industry that haven't even begun to decipher what he was about, what he did before he passed away, because it was years ahead of his time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really don't care what anyone has to say. Vaughan Benjamin was ahead of his time.
He sure was. He definitely was.
Midnight. We are talking about midnight.
Yeah.
And to know that you come from the same Virgin Islands, I've been listening to your lyrical content strategically. Oh my God, you are second to none.
Give thanks.
And that's what I love about this show, is about raising the awareness of who you are. I'm hoping that many who may be listening to this conversation get to understand and get curious about Kenya Eugene. Let me investigate and see who this lady is. That's why I love these conversations. I get so excited about you. I don't think you really understand the enormity of who you really are. Sharon Mango. Don't let me go any further because you don't know. You're not
Like
gonna
I
get the mic.
said, I think if I said, did I not say at the beginning of this conversation that
Where you say? Where you say?
If you don't know who you are, you're going know to there. Know to there.
Give time.
Oh my gosh.
I
So
appreciate the love so much. It means a lot to me. It really does.
And one thing I want you to understand, especially when it comes to the music industry where we are at today, right? We seem to come at a crossroads, right? So I am a person who is very, 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 very fussy about who I kind of big up and adore and whatever you gotta really know how to sing for me to really, as they say, this person is the real deal. I can honestly say that you are the real deal. All people have to do is pay attention to your lyrical content, how you deliver. Oh, Jesus. I sometimes, I kind of wondered, I asked myself, does Kenny Eugene actually come from planet Earth?
you're so stupid.
I'm serious.
Everything that you hear comes straight from the heart. So when you talk about the lyrical content, these are things that I actually either experienced, or a family member or a friend experienced, or somebody around me experienced. And so I always sing, or for the most part, I sing about experience that are there to me, something that I went through. I go with the vibe of the music, whatever is pulled out of me, whatever emotion comes out. So I call it heart music for a purpose, and I write with a purpose also. When you talk about like the lyrical content, that's where that really comes from. I have to feel it. Earlier in the interview, mentioned about the lyrics and the music that I choose. A lot of times I get music from different producers, and I always have to say to them first and foremost, not because I don't choose every single track, that doesn't mean I won't revisit it later on. I go based on my vibes, whatever emotions are pulling at me. If I play the music right now And because of my circumstances or whatever is influencing me at the time, whatever pulls at my heartstrings, that's what I'm going to write to. So you could give me 10 tracks and one track,
Out of that
it's
10.
gonna hit the spot for me. And I'm going to write out, write the crap out of that song. I will pour everything into that song, But at the end of the day, it's going to be beautiful because my focus is always quality, not quantity. So I'm not focused on putting a bunch of music out there and having a bunch of music on hand. It's about the quality of the music. And my aim is not to just be like a one-hit wonder or just to have a lot of music out there. It's to make timeless music. It's to make music that you could go back to and listen to again and revisit and remember those feelings that you had when you first heard the song, or remember how the song makes you relate to whatever it is you're going through in your life right now. You might not be it might not be relatable right now, but it might be relatable a year down the line when you're experiencing something else. You know what I mean? I know when I wrote Higher, a lot of people inboxed me when I released Higher, and it was like, man, girl, you're making me want to be in love again, man. I feel like I need to be in love, And Higher is talking about that ultimate unconditional love, just loving them. You're like a true ride or die. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of people who have not experienced that love yet. But because I wrote the song in such a manner, they feel like, wow, I want to feel that. I want to feel that. There are men who who just didn't believe in love or being in a relationship with one person that are inboxing me and are like, man, I feel like I need to experience this thing you're talking about. So when you get when I get those types of messages in my inboxes, or like people pull me up and tell me about it or post on my Instagram or Facebook, I love those types of conversations. I love knowing that I was a positive influence on somebody, or my music is relatable to you. You know what I mean? So that's always been the goal. For me, I want to be able to let you know, like, you know what, I feel you. I've been there too. I understand. Or we're going to fight this together. Or we could be strong. It could be a song of encouragement, inspiration, whatever it is, heart music.
Awesome. Sharon.
Yeah,
Don't let me say another word.
Listen, it's just it's what's the word I want to use? Refreshing again, just to hear how she explains the love of the music. It's what she said, what we always say is making timeless music. Always stick to that.
Understanding the assignment.
That is the assignment. And again, in the music industry, the way that it is nowadays, it is a beautiful thing to see. You're sticking to you're sticking to what you know and what you believe. There's no rush.
Yeah.
There is no rush. Do what you're doing because your music is going to mean something to somebody somewhere. It will open a door for somebody. It will open that person's heart. You are hell-bent on feel-good music, no matter what the lyrical content is. It's something to help the next person. Your expression, your music, to me, identifies your whole being. Your music identifies you, your well-being, the whole thing. It encompasses everything. And I think I got to give you your props to that, because you spoke a little bit about bullying. And I'm glad we did touch on that subject, because it's happened to so many people, even for some young people out there, when they do get a chance to even see this broadcast that we have here, that they will know, yes, it happened to you too.
Yeah.
whether you fought your way through, however it is, but you made your way through to the point where you know who you are. You've accepted everything about you. You know what I mean? As a Black woman, right? We are persecuted in so many different ways. Maybe our butt's too big, maybe we're too skinny, we're too tall, we're too this. Some people don't make it through, and it's imperative to know you went through this and look at you now, because them are sitting back looking in their old, wherever the hell they sitting now, like, damn, wow. It's survival instincts for a Black woman, and you did it.
Oh yeah.
So I am, thank you so much for being even transparent about that, because it is imperative for people to know who you are, what you went through, what identifies this beautiful Black woman in front of us here. Who's a Black beauty. And we of a color too, especially those of us. I mean, all of this, I'm sure you understand where I'm going with this, because it's just important. Us of color, a little bit darker, people don't even look or even be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? But now you made a statement. You are a statement. And I understand you're a tall lady too. Aren't you tall? You're tall.
I was teased because I was too skinny and too tall. So it was a double whammy for me.
6 foot, right? 6 foot something.
I'm not 6 foot. I'm 5'11". Well, you could call me 6.
You could call it 6. Yeah, tall. Yeah.
Okay.
Tall. Wow.
That was my issue. Like, you're too skinny and too tall. You know.
Right.
Yeah, and even when you think about it, too skinny and too tall for who though?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, for who?
Listen, it didn't hit me until I was in like maybe high schoolish. And I would go as far as saying I didn't appreciate my body type until I became an adult.
Right. Which is what I was
I
saying.
started to learn to accept myself.
Right.
To know that there's beauty in everything.
That's right.
My body, to look at myself in the mirror, look at my face, just look at myself. That's something that does not happen often, and that's something that we were not taught really and truly as young women.
Yeah.
That's right. That is why I said what I said. It's for that reason alone. It is important to keep a conversation like that going forward for all who's still going through that. Accepting who you are. I think until you accepted who you were is when you discovered who you were. Like, oh, you know what I mean? All of that aside, and when you think back, that was all for nothing. Jealousy. They probably wanted to look like you. Jealousy. And when they're jealous, they're going to persecute you and put you down. You at that time don't know that, but we all have been there.
And look at how it affected me to the point where now I've begun to accept who I am, and I love who I am, and I'm still growing.
Yes.
But my daughter is tall and slender like I was.
Yes, of course she is.
And guess what? Just talking to her every day and telling her how beautiful she is.
That's right.
Don't ever let anybody make her feel any less than great. Because she is fabulous. I mean, we have talks every day. Ain't nobody gonna come tell my daughter anything.
That's right.
I've heard before.
That's right.
No boys can come and tell her how pretty she is and she's gonna fall and make bad decisions based on that. No, she done hear that a million times from mommy and daddy. She knows and appreciates herself, and so is my husband, my son. He's handsome. I'll tell him every day how handsome he is. He's tall too. But that's not really a problem for guys. It's really
that's for girls.
Right. My daughter don't have any problems with how she looks. She loves herself. At least from what I see.
Right.
At least from the talks that we have, So I think that because of my experiences, I've been able to impart some more knowledge on her and encourage her to love herself. We talk about her body. We talk about different things. So the things that I missed out on, I am putting it in that direction because we want to break that cycle. We're not going to continue to have that happen. And so that's something that I have been working with her on a daily basis, and I wish that more parents would do stuff like that. Our parents, I would say my parents didn't know better. You know,
all of us, all our parents, exactly what you said. Yeah, you couldn't go to your parents and be like, oh, they're bullying me. You were just, I will fight in school. And you come home, you don't say nothing because you're soft. Well, what's happening? Why? You know what I mean? They don't want to hear it. So again, that is why I said it is important to have these conversations, because a lot of young women need it.
Yeah.
A lot of Caribbean parents didn't
and
want
we know better, we could impart that knowledge, you know.
Yes,
and there's so much information circulating around the place. You know, the parents of today literally have no excuse. Break the cycle.
True. They don't.
Yeah.
No, there is no excuse. Even with my daughter, real quick, if somebody said a wrong word, I was up at that school. Say something. What'd you say about her? Say something again. I was right there. What you say?
South Kilburn High School.
I was there. What'd you say about her? I'm waiting for you after school, and then go and get your mother. I'll fight her too. Say do it again.
When you understand South Kilburn High School, you understand Sharon Grant, Sharon Mango.
Yes. Yes. So yes, I commend you. That's a beautiful thing.
And you know that is something that me and you have discussed, Sharon. You know, in terms of the kind of content that we want to address, and release into the atmosphere, because we do realize it is a problem. I know you, Sharon, speak about your daughter. My daughter, briefly went through something similar. But, my daughter has, I can safely, become a lioness, so she does not take foolery and nonsense very kindly, So I know that when she's out there in the great world, she's able to carry herself, But, it's a conversation that needs to be had, that that we all need to be our brothers and sisters keepers. We can't just leave it to every parent knows what to do for their own child, because many parents do not know how to address certain situations. So we have to be there for each other. Just quite recently, I saw something in the media about a child who was being, accosted by the police because he didn't have a ticket to get home, and he's being, played in the media for being a wayward child, when if I had a child who couldn't get home, I would hope that he will be able to approach somebody to figure out how he can get home. But for the mere fact that he was a black child and he couldn't get home, it's like, we know the media for what it really, really and truly is, which is why parents need to stand strong for their kids, and these are some of the things that we want to address. I know may not be, talking about this eloquently, but these are some of the things that I do want to address, because many of our children today, it could be my child today, it could be your child, and, I would love for our people to go back to a time when we could be our brothers and sisters keepers. I remember a time where in the 70s, growing up as a young kid, we had to be there for each other. We couldn't come home with our friends. If we left home with our friends, we had to come back with the same friends that we came home with.
True.
Really and truly, so, I just wanted to mention that. I really, I think we've gotten to a stage where we've gotten to understand you a little bit better, and there's so much more to understand about Kenya Eugene. I think anybody who's watching back these videos or this conversation will become a little bit more curious as to who you are, what you have to deliver. I think they will be pleasantly surprised by what they find. You know, I really am amazed. You know, one of the questions I do have for you is, where did the different genre or the different love of genres come from? Before we hand over to the audience, I'm curious to where that came from. Where did the jazz influence come from? Where did the pop influence come from? Where did the R&B influence come from? All those influences that has made up Kenya Eugene.
It really came from my dad because, like I said, he played a variety of music on a daily basis. And I guess our favorite day was like Sunday, because that's when Mama would come home, cook up big, and he would pull out that record player and just be playing music all day. I also had an older cousin that was a big influence on me in terms of roots reggae. Um, we used to sometimes spend the weekend at his house with his children and with my cousins and stuff. And he used to play a lot of heavy roots reggae. That's why I got more exposed to like Bob Marley and even some artists. I don't even remember the name, but the music it was just real heavy hitting roots reggae. My dad
Right.
used to play like Lucky Dube and Bob Marley, but my cousin played stuff like I ain't never heard before, some deep stuff. And so I loved going by him for that reason, because he was always spinning some heavy music. The set were always bumping in the house. That's the one genre that I cannot hear and sit still. I can't sit still. I can't stand still. I cannot tap my finger or my toes or my feet. My body have to move something. Some part of you have to move. But the wide variety of genres that I've been influenced by is really and truly between my dad and like just, my cousins. Like that's where that came from. Mainly my dad. So.
Sharon, any more questions for Kenya Eugene before we hand over to the audience?
I wanted to, I think I asked all the questions, but I did want to just elaborate a little bit on her. I know you model, but I understand an actress. Do you dabble a little in acting?
Yes, I did. I did some acting back in St. Thomas. I am a co-star in a movie called, what is the name of it? I can't remember. It's a VI love story. I can't remember the name right now off the top of my head. From there, it's called Timeless.
Timeless, okay.
Yes. From there, when I moved to Georgia, I started dabbling in doing like some background acting and stuff like that. So I started doing a lot more acting in some series, and just to name a few, The Gifted. I made several appearances in The Gifted. Winter Soldier, Infinity Wars.
Wait, what? Wait, do you know? Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. I was
watch
part
it
of Thanos' family, Thanos' people.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yes.
A couple of things, a bit of things, but I kind of eased a little bit away from the acting, because I want to get back and refocus on my music and to put everything into that. So that's not to say I'm not still interested or I won't do it again, but I wanted to refocus on my music, put everything into that.
Yeah, I had to touch on that, because I was like, wait, you read the bio, and I'm like, actress. Okay, she got to. I know she was in something. I know, with a face like that, she had to be in something, and there it is. I have to watch them.
Yeah, right now.
Can't.
The main focus is my up and coming album, which is entitled Color Me Reggae. It's a collaboration with Bamboo Station, which is another band out of the Virgin Islands.
Is that released yet, the album?
Oh, we're working on getting it out early this new year coming.
Okay.
So, yes, I had to make sure I pour everything into that. This is going to be my first roots reggae album, and so I am
Oh, I'm so excited.
totally excited about it. You can
Me
expect
too.
a lot of different things from it. Um, at one point in time, I know you've heard my first album, which is straight up what R&B.
R&B.
Now
R&B.
this album is roots reggae, but there are a lot of R&B influences in there. You'll hear jazz influences in some of the songs. You're gonna hear me chanting. It's you will definitely be able to hear the versatility in the album. I promise you. The tracks that I chose are near and dear to me. I feel every single track that I've chosen, and I picked them carefully, carefully. So it's my hope that everybody is able to relate to the music. All of the music on the album is live. It's live instruments. It's not anything that's programmed, or it's live. It's a full live album. That
Oh
has
my
been
God.
a dream of mine. You don't even understand.
Yeah, I get it.
It has been a
Yes.
dream of mine to have a live album. And
I can imagine.
when I decided to switch over to doing more reggae, because in my first album, I have a reggae song. And I've also released, little singles here and there that are lovers rock and stuff. But this is my first full album of reggae. And when I decided to switch over, it was at a pivotal point in my life where I don't know, for some reason, I just didn't want to do R&B. I've lost a little bit of the love for it. I just didn't have the anymore. You know what I mean? For lack of words. But I remember feeling that the same statement that I made, like the one genre of music that I cannot hear and not move is reggae. So I was like, let me just go back to my roots. How about if I combine the two? How about if I
Yeah.
combine my loves, and
Mhm.
make them a thing? And so that's what I decided to do. And I call up one of the members of the band of Bamboo Station, which is Andy Janos, who just so happens to be my musical director for my band too. So I called him and I told him, the idea. He just immediately sent me a whole slew of tracks. I mean, it was amazing. It was so beautiful to sit down there and listen to all the tracks with just live music. And from there, that was it. That was it. It was supposed to be an EP. Because of COVID, and I had so much time on my hand, it turned into an album.
Yeah. Wow. I'm excited for
totally
this one.
excited.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah,
Looking forward to this new album.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited. You have no
As,
idea.
as a matter of fact, we'd love to have you back here when your album is ready to be released, and we'd love to have you back to talk about it.
Definitely. Definitely. I look forward
Real
to it.
talk, not we're not rump around here,
For sure, for sure. Thank you for the insight. I will definitely be back. You know I will be back.
Amen.
We gonna come find you. Where are you? I'm in New Jersey. Yeah, I'll take a little flight to Atlanta. We'll find you and we'll come to your house. Hello, sister.
There you go. There you go.
But not just because I'm releasing a roots reggae album or I am doing more reggae, that does not mean that you will never ever ever hear me sing an R&B song or
Amen.
release a ballad. When I do my own shows or anything like that, any event that I put on myself, I almost 100% perform at least one ballad, or at least one R&B song. And one of the crowd favorites is "You Are My World," and I performed that for you guys today. That's one of the songs that I normally sing as an encore, or if anybody, most people always request that song as an encore, especially home in the Virgin Islands. It's a favorite there. So even though I'm singing reggae, trust me, I have some ballads that have not been released yet that deserved to be on the big screen. I promise you.
I absolutely feel it's hard to categorize you. You know, it's hard to pigeonhole you
Right.
as one particular artist.
Right.
That's what I love
Yeah.
about you, because I cannot put where there are some artists, I could put my hand on my heart and say, this is what is going to come next. And 99% of the time, I'm really wrong. With you, I cannot put my hand on my heart and say, this is what is going to come next. And that is the beauty of what you have to possess. Really and truly.
Yeah.
Really and truly.
100%. 100%. Again, the pigeonholing, you cannot pigeonhole you. It is a beautiful thing to know something's coming, but you know when it's coming, it's going to be, you're going to be ready for it. It's going to be something great when it comes out. You know what I mean? And some artists are very predictable with their sound. With you, it's just greatness.
Give that.
That's
It's all from the
exciting.
heart. It's gonna be something different in every song. That's guaranteed. You know, one of the things I always say is break the rules when it comes to writing music. Break the rules. Who say you have to do it this way or that way?
That's right.
I guarantee you, I have at least one song on the album where the hook doesn't come in till the very end of the song. So all you hear me sing is just voice after voice. You know what I'm saying? Lyrics, and then
I have to add that one of the great things about the industry is where the industry currently finds itself.
Right.
It finds itself at a place where the door has been burst right open for artists like yourself to really be acknowledged, you know. And the way I see it personally is for you to say, hey, here I am, take a look at what I have to offer. And that's all in the music that you have to bring to the masses. Really and truly, the door is wide open for people like yourself to, to shine brighter than before.
well, the music is definitely undeniable, and you can't stop what is destined.
That's
You
right.
can't stop destiny. So
Say that one more time.
you can't stop destiny. You know, if it is to happen, it's gonna happen. You know, it's all in divine timing. When it's supposed to happen, it will happen.
That's
You know,
right.
I can say
Amen.
a lot of people have said to me, "Oh, your sister is Desiree. She's so big. Why aren't you big too? Why she didn't put you on?" The timing was not right. It was not right. It just wasn't. Now is the time. You know, I wasn't there lyrically. I wasn't there spiritually. I wasn't there mentally. I wasn't prepared.
Everything that was supposed to happen happened at the right time, as far as I'm concerned. You know, especially when your sister came out, at the right time. Your time is also the right time. You know, you come with the right message, you come with the right vibe, you're coming with everything that is great. And you know what? God no make no mistake, you know.
He
Definitely
doesn't.
does
There
it.
is no mistakes.
He
He don't make no
Never
mistake.
late. Listen,
Because
he's
the talent
never
that you
late.
possess is the talent that the Almighty gave you as an individual, you know? And the mere fact that He gave you this talent and you know the talent that you possess, the rest is history.
I honestly believe, just like
Ashini,
that's
where she
right,
name?
Kenya,
Kenya,
Eugene. But listen, let me tell you, I really believe that, just like you said in the beginning, nobody knew that Desiree was your sister. That's for a reason.
Oh yeah.
That's for a reason. You
And
came
it
out.
happened the right way, Sharon. That's
Yeah, but
the
that's what I'm
greatest
saying.
thing about it.
It came out the right way because she weren't riding off of nobody's skirt tails. Yes, it's your older sister. She came in as herself. Later on, oh, you Desiree? That's right.
Exactly.
It is a beautiful thing how it come out. So whoever wants to say, oh, your sister big. Yeah, because my sister came out at the time she was supposed to come out for real, for real.
Right.
But who's
But you
Kenya
know what's
Eugene?
funny? Let me tell you what's funny about that though. A lot of people don't know when Des first came out, I was doing her background vocals.
Imagine. Imagine.
Nobody knew because I was still a little baby sister. So that was still a part of my journey. So I went to Puerto Rico, I went to different St. Thomas, I went to different places with her singing live background vocals. But most people, you don't really look at the background vocalist.
You don't. Right, exactly.
And you know what I love about your journey, in particular with your sister, that I got to realize, and the only reason why I got to know that Desiree was your sister was only because your husband told me that Desiree was your sister. I said, get out of here. And the only reason why I said that was because, right, I had known about Desiree from the minute she came into the industry and she blew up, and the time when I used to bust her music on my radio shows back in the day. So when he mentioned Desiree, I'm saying, get out of here. No, stop it.
It has its perks. Every time she goes on tour, I get gifts.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Every time
she goes, I tell you.
From all over the world.
Oh, man.
I tell you, Sharon Mango, I tell you, I really am I'm cloud 26.
Me too.
Right?
I'm so excited still. Knowing that
Let me tell you
something,
something, right? That, and I know Sharon Mango would tell you herself, right? That this platform that we have here is for people like yourself to make people aware of your greatness. When we see you doing well, we feel that we are doing well too with you. You know what I mean? So this is not just about you. This is about you doing well and all of us shining with you. You know what I mean? Sharon Mango, where I say?
Yes, my sister. Yes, yes, yes. We feel, I'm uplifted. I feel even more aware of the greatness of what you have coming. And I so look forward to it. I don't think you understand. I'm so
big up Michelle Atherton.
Yes, we have to big up Michelle Atherton. Thank you, Michelle, for allowing us to contact this individual and speak to her, because I'm just excited about.
Don't let us end this show without us hearing Michelle Atherton or Sharon.
Oh, we're gonna have Michelle talk. I want to hear from Michelle. I'm gonna want to hear from Sam. And we want to hear from Sam too, because
yes,
he's very instrumental in getting her where she needed to be, and it's important to know. So this is actually the time where we let the guests speak, but we first would like to speak with, Sam or Michelle, if they would unmute. Sam, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Greetings again, once again.
Greetings, Sam. He's so humble. Yes, sir. Yes, Sam. Yes.
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Go for it, Sharon. Go for it.
Sam,
go ahead.
Yes, Sam. I have to commend you on your works in working with your wife and believing in her. I think it's believing in her and what her potential was. And if you could talk a little bit about, we didn't ask her, so I'm going to ask you, how did you actually meet this queen?
So that's a very interesting story.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All our lives, we had been passing each other and didn't realize it. So, coming from the Caribbean, a lot of times, you grew up in a churchical background, right? So her aunt, who I'm very good with, knows my family for a very long time, lived in St. Thomas, right? She's visited her aunt. She's, when her cousin got married, she was there. I was there. We're passing each other, over the years and not knowing each other, not having any interaction. Um, one of one of her family members it, has one of her family members introduced her to my brother and myself as well, and that was even prior to us being in a relationship. So this was like back in 2002, and pretty much from there we kept a friendship after 2002 until later on when we reconnected, and pretty much the rest is history. As it
Ah,
as it relates to Kenya's music, it's more of a pleasure and a benefit for me just to even be around it and be around the music. I tell people I have a biased view of Kenya naturally, but Kenya can do anything. I mean, whatever it is musically, you put it in front of her, and it'll happen. And she's modest in a lot of ways, and she doesn't really tell, all of the story. And I guess that'll come up, throughout time. But Kenya has written for, Kenya didn't mention, for example, she has music placed in a song that's in a movie right now that's it actually has been playing for a number of years on Netflix as well too. She's written for a number of other artists that she hasn't mentioned that she's written for. What is it? What is that rap group label with Baby Cash Money Records? She's written for Cash Money Records artists as well too.
get out!
Yeah, no, I mean Kenya can literally write from rock and roll to country and western. She can do has that skill set. So I know oftentimes when I talk to people and as a management, you try to sell. I'm like, let me tell you something. This is one of them deals where it's like a money back guaranteed. You're gonna be satisfied. I ain't worried about that type of situation because she has it. All it takes right now in terms of her career is just for the rest of the world to realize exposure. But she has all the skill set, and also too, I think that now is a key and critical time as far as the music. Like, while I'm not knocking anybody else's art form and the work that they put into it, generally speaking, there's a lot of garbage out there and trash out there. And I am a person that's, I think that at some point in time, the world will continue to shift and bring us back to where we are looking at things with really content and substance.
Real talk. And don't be afraid or ashamed to say anything like
Correct.
that, because you're right. Rubbish is out there. I'm so disgusted. So
Correct.
a person like Kenya is more than refreshing, because I'm like, it's coming. Now I see the shift is coming, and we're gonna revert back to timeless music from the newer generation. Timeless music.
Correct. Correct. It's like, we were having a conversation, and one of the things she said is, I see these female artists saying they want respect, but every time they talk, they get on the stage is singing about the front or their body parts.
Thank you.
Is that all that it's about? It has to be about more than that. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And people do that because they feel like that's what's necessary to sell. But why do you have to fall into that mold? Why don't you do and be different?
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. That's just my 2 cents.
Sam, thank you so much, because you know what, as a black man out there, knowing what you see, the visuals, and then you look at your wife to be like, but my wife is beautiful. She's not showing herself. She's just herself. You know what I mean? She's not exposing any parts and still brings greatness. So yes, I commend you. I commend you both. This is an amazing union, husband and wife union, and the simple fact, just hearing the way that he speaks about Kenya, with the love and utmost respect. You was a lucky man anyway, because
Definitely.
you was just a lucky man, because me no say the line is down the road. But you
I
see,
should have gone and played the lottery ticket when I met her.
That's what I'm saying. You should have played the lotto. You is a lucky man. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you so much. We appreciate everything you said. Kenya has been holding out on us, but that's okay. We're going to come back at her when we bring her back next time. Is that all right? She's a very humble queen, and that is respective of the individual itself. Michelle Arthurton, if you would unmute, please, and say a couple of words, because we're in the presence of greatness. So, Michelle, are you there? Michelle? Michelle Arthurton, can you unmute? No? Are you shy?
You know, one of the great things about this whole thing is the fact that, you know, I'm very, very hopeful, you know, especially where the
Hi,
industry
sorry.
is concerned.
Oh, she's there now. Wait. Go ahead, Michelle.
I'm sorry. You know how it is with my son, but I've been listening. First of all, I would say congratulations to Kenya and also Sam, because I know what it takes to have, you know, an artist back. And Kenya, I have to tell you, you've given me a double whammy, because I'm also a resident, well, was a resident of the U.S. Virgin Islands, but from St. Kitts Nevis.
Wow.
And I was on radio at WSTA for a number of years with Ras Reg. I always followed your music and your sister. I mean, your sister have been on my playlist for the past 13 years on E2 on Air. So your double whammy, well, triple. We're both from the islands, as they say, down island. Two, you're a woman. And I am really much for not only the elders, but women in reggae. So I just thank you for the music that you produce to us. And I wish you all the best and tell you, keep it going. Your music is a music with a message. It's timeless, and it will be forever being played on our radio. And I know with my boy there in the UK, 10-star General, because he is so excited. And anything I can do to help, you know, y'all just, I'm here. My question to you, how would you size up your new album? Is it a reggae album, or would you say it's world music? I think 10-star, you know where I'm going with this.
So musically, instrument-wise and stuff, I would say it's a hardcore roots reggae. I mean, hardcore roots. There's some more modern influences, a little tiny bit, but it's hardcore reggae. Now, the vocals that I put on it may be more of a world style. It would be more of a worldwide kind of vibe. It would be more of like some R&B mixed with jazz. It's a mixture of everything that I love. So I would say I'm marrying both, you know, but the musically it's a hardcore roots reggae album.
Okay, all right. So, okay, because we have to get the VI in the Grammys.
Oh yeah.
So
you know that long time.
So it's probably that you can have it in as a reggae album and world music. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay, well, good to know. And I wish you nothing but the best.
Yep, thanks. And thank you so much for being so supportive, Michelle. I really appreciate love you.
Love you too. And anytime. And we're gonna move forth with this. Trust me, big things, big things. Right, 10-star, Sharon? Big things.
Absolutely.
In rotation.
Yes.
In the face.
Yes. In the face.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay.
Yes, you know, Michelle Atherton, that's my sister from another mother, right? So anything she said, I saw it go, you know? And, you know, we're rooting for you, you know, because we know the industry is in dire need for a change, you know? And the door is wide open, right? Wide open. It's so wide open for you to just walk through and claim your glory. All you gotta say is, it's mine to claim.
I've been saying it's mine. I've been
Say
saying
what?
I've been saying it's mine.
Say it one more time.
Done said long time.
It's mine.
What?
It's yours.
That one here.
I've been saying it. I've been saying it. If it's one thing I believe in doing is manifesting.
Mhm.
Period. You know.
And that's what we have to do, you know. You know that, right? All we have to do is just claim it and it's ours, you know? And trust me, from what I've been hearing from you, oh, Jesus, you are the real deal. Again, I'm not just saying it to make you feel great and feel irie and whatever because it sounds good because we're on camera or whatever. I'm saying it because it is the truth. Misha can tell you, you know, it is what it is. You are the real deal and we believe in you. And that me want to say to you. Big up Sam, anyway you're there.
And I want to take this time out to big up my husband too, because he's not ordinary at all. Like, you know,
Tell me something. Tell me one thing. What planet is Sam from?
I have no idea. It's a very rare find, and I don't believe I'm lucky. I know I am blessed to have somebody like him in my life. Not only just, you know, as my husband, that was my best friend. You know, that's my friend, my husband, my manager, everything. And I can honestly say that I know he has my best interest at heart. I'm not worried. Anything that he thinks is in my best interest, he will show me how to accomplish it on my own also. He's not keeping the knowledge to himself and doing everything himself and then saying, here, Kenya, you go and just sing. No, I'm very, very aware of what's going on with my music. I'm very aware of the intricate details in terms of, you know, how to find my music, how to register my music. He showed me how to do so much and has taught me so much. And so I am so grateful to him. I don't have, because of this man here, I don't have to work. I don't have to work a 9-to-5 job. He set up a studio for me at home where I could just sit on and blaze my music and vibe and write. A lot of people, a lot of artists don't have that type of support. I have a husband / manager who believes in me 10,000 plus and beyond. And I know that. And it's not just that because he sees potential. It's because he loves me and he supports me in no matter what it is I want to do. And he has invested tremendously in my career. And so I know I've told you a million times, but I love you so much. Thank you.
Tell him again.
You don't know, baby. Thank you so much. I love you to the moon and beyond. And another thing that you guys, I don't know if you know, but I write him love songs. So
we never know which kind of love song you write him.
You Are My World is dedicated to him. That was him. You Are My World is all Sam. Most of my love songs, that's Sam. You know, Higher. We actually wrote Higher together.
Yeah.
I love that song. I love that song. I love it.
You know, I had an inkling. I had an inkling. Me know says something going. Yeah, man.
Song together. It's a love song to each other.
Listen, I want to wish both of you nothing but the greatest, you know, because you are the real deal. I've listened to your music. I've listened to the way you've delivered. I really do, you know, want each and every one who has only just, listened to or come to realize that Kenya Eugene is out there as an artist. If you've only just realized that she's an artist out there trying to get her name known or renowned in the industry, trust me, she is the real deal. I can categorically tell you that you will not be disappointed when you invest in Kenya Eugene. You see how made the move? Kenya Eugene. Listen, we love everything about you, and we're always going to be bringing you back. Sharon,
Yeah.
tell her that when her new album is out, we would love to have her back. Let her know.
Kenya, he said, right? You already know you're coming back. I'm again, I have to tell you how excited I am for this new album. I'm gonna be doing reviewing, or my husband and I are going to be doing this reviewing thing, and I want that album to shine because I know my husband being a musician, just like your husband, my husband set up a beautiful studio in the house. We can do our music, and it's a beautiful thing. It's the gracious thing, but we will be reviewing your album in detail. Yes, you're coming back to the show, but that's going to be another segment. We're going to be reviewing each and every bloody song to the detail, breaking it down.
That sounded very British.
It was. You know what I mean? The British is coming out. Listen, it's coming out because I can't. I'm just excited. I'm very excited, and I think that your use of your musicians, we love the live setting. My husband's all about that. It's coming back, live music. It's coming back with a vengeance.
Yes.
It is coming back with a vengeance and with no apology, and we can't wait for it. So, yeah, you coming back to the show, but when that album comes, it's gonna go on the review section. Each and every song, McCann.
I am excited about that. I am so excited. I can't wait either.
Yes,
Eugene. I tell you what, we're not gonna end the show traditionally, but we're gonna let you end the show with any song you would like to do a cappella in tribute to Sam.
Yes, Sam.
It's gonna be in tribute to Sam.
But first, before I do that, let me say thank you to a couple people. I definitely want to say thank you to Michelle. Thank you so much for spreading my music. I know we have not physically met as yet, but it's gonna happen. I definitely want to give thanks to Bamboo Station for the band and everybody included in recording the music. I want to give thanks to Dean Pond for mixing some of my vocals. I want to give thanks to especially my husband for putting everything together. I definitely also want to give thanks to Bobo Renz, who produced Higher, which is not a part of the album, but it's just one of my singles that I've released. We plan to do some more music together, hopefully an EP. So there's so many people. I just want to say give thanks. And if I left anybody's name out, please forgive me. I also want to give a big shout out and thank you to my big sis, Desiree, who has been very supportive throughout my musical career. Look out for Desiree is also featured on the album, but that single is currently out already. It's Inner Light. So if you listen to Inner Light, Desiree is on that song. So I just want to give thanks to everybody that helped to make the artist Kenya that is today. Anybody that has contributed in any way towards my musical career, period. I just want to give thanks to everyone, especially my husband.
Say that one more time.
Especially my baby.
Yes, listen, Thank you so much for being on the show. We really, really had a great time.
Oh, we did.
And trust me, we'll be having you back, to talk about your brand new album. Thank you for being who you are. We believe in you. And we know that, greatness is yours. It's just proof in the pudding, right there and then. You know what I mean? So Sharon, I tell you what, we're not going to end the show traditionally.
Right.
I'm going to let you ask Kenya Eugene to give us an a cappella of your choice.
Yes, Miss Kenya. I'm graciously asking you back into the British accent. Would you please grace us? Oh, we'd be so honored. But you know what, right? I need to ask one quick question. What sign were you born under?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh my gosh, the creative genes. You know, so there's two of them in there. That is why she can flip into the R&B and the reggae for them, girl. And what is your husband's sign? I'm sorry, that's the crazy part of me.
Also a Gemini.
You're both Gemini? Wow. 10 star. You know what's coming? Oh Lord, they're not from this planet. They are not from this planet.
Oh, Lord have mercy. What a thing.
Would you please bless us with a little song as we go out so the people will know who this queen is? And, this is dedicated to her king, Sam. We love you too, Sam. We love you. Yes.
Let me do
Yes, my love.
Let's work on the second verse.
Okay.
I have my dog here with me, my puppy here with me, so I'm trying to keep him quiet. Lion, I will ride for you. The two are we together, tried and true. The sun in your sky, let me shine for you. Bring life to you, life through you. You, I can't hide from you. Put aside my pride when it comes to you. I'm all for you. You see I true, you see right through. Oh baby, you take me higher, 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 higher than the mountain plains, burning like fire, 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 like another burning flame. Burning flame, yeah.
My favorite song, because that's my favorite song. Thank you, Kenya. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all to everybody in the room. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We so appreciate this. Kenya, we are behind you 100%. St. Croix needs to be on the Grammys. You need an award. People need to know who you are. We are going to fight for this. We look forward to you coming up again. And of course, you're going to be on our review section with the album. I'm so excited so much to see.
We're out of here. You heard it.
Yes, yes.
Booyaka, booyaka. We're out of here. If you enjoy the content we provide on this YouTube channel, then why not help us by subscribing to SPRB Radio Podcast? Thank you in advance.